Question 1. A project manager is leading a new software development project using an Agile approach. The team is experiencing some technical blockers, and several team members are struggling to find solutions. What is the most appropriate action for the project manager to take in this situation? I. Take over the technical tasks to resolve the blockers quickly. B. Direct the team to work overtime until the blockers are resolved. C. Facilitate discussions, provide resources, and empower the team to find their own solutions. D. Assign the most experienced team member to fix all technical issues. Answer: C. Facilitate discussions, provide resources, and empower the team to find their own solutions. In an Agile environment, the project manager, often acting as a servant leader, focuses on empowering the team and removing impediments rather than dictating solutions or taking over tasks. By facilitating discussions and providing necessary resources, the project manager enables the team to leverage their collective expertise to overcome challenges, fostering self-organization and problem-solving skills. This approach builds team capability and resilience, which is crucial for long-term project success. Remember, a key aspect of Agile leadership is serving the team, allowing them to own their solutions. Question 2. During the execution of a project, a key stakeholder expresses concerns about the project's progress and requests frequent, detailed updates. The current communication plan only specifies monthly summary reports. What should the project manager do first? I. Inform the stakeholder that the project communications plan cannot be changed. B. Update the communication plan immediately to include daily detailed reports. C. Schedule a meeting with the stakeholder to understand their specific concerns and communication needs. D. Advise the stakeholder to wait for the next monthly report. Answer: C. Schedule a meeting with the stakeholder to understand their specific concerns and communication needs. The most appropriate first step is to actively engage with the stakeholder to understand the root cause of their concerns and what specific information they truly need. This demonstrates empathy and a proactive approach to stakeholder management, which is a key performance domain in project management. Once their needs are understood, the project manager can then collaboratively adjust the communication plan to effectively address those needs without over-communicating or creating unnecessary work. Always seek to understand before proposing solutions to stakeholder issues. Question 3. A project team has identified an unexpected technical issue that could significantly delay the project schedule and increase costs. The project manager needs to address this promptly. What project document should be updated immediately after evaluating the impact and determining a course of action? I. The project charter. B. The risk register. C. The issue log. D. The stakeholder register. Answer: C. The issue log. An unexpected technical issue that has already occurred is no longer a potential risk, it's an actual problem that requires immediate attention and resolution. Therefore, it should be documented in the issue log, which tracks and helps manage all current problems encountered during the project. While it might have started as an unidentified risk, once it materializes, it becomes an issue. The issue log helps the team track its status, assigned owner, and resolution plan. Always use the issue log to manage real problems that arise during the project. Question 4. A project manager is working on a complex project with high uncertainty, especially regarding requirements. Stakeholders are keen to see early deliverables and provide feedback. Which project life cycle approach would be most suitable for this project? I. Predictive, waterfall, life cycle. B. Iterative life cycle. C. Hybrid life cycle. D. Adaptive, agile, life cycle. Answer: D. Adaptive, agile, life cycle. An adaptive or agile life cycle is best suited for projects characterized by high uncertainty, evolving requirements, and a need for early and continuous stakeholder feedback. This approach delivers value in small, incremental iterations, allowing for frequent adjustments and learning throughout the project. The ability to adapt quickly to changes and embrace uncertainty makes Agile highly effective for innovative or rapidly changing environments. When requirements are unclear or likely to change, think Agile for maximum flexibility. Question 5. During a daily stand-up meeting for an Agile project, a team member consistently dominates the conversation, preventing others from sharing their updates or discussing impediments. What is the Scrum Master's most appropriate action? I. Allow the team member to continue, as long as information is shared. B. Politely interrupt and remind the team of the timebox and purpose of the daily stand-up. C. Remove the team member from future daily stand-ups. D. Discuss the issue with the product owner to get their perspective. Answer: B. Politely interrupt and remind the team of the timebox and purpose of the daily stand-up. The Scrum Master acts as a servant leader and a facilitator for the team, ensuring that Agile events are productive and adhere to their intended purpose and timebox. In this situation, the Scrum Master should gently guide the conversation back on track, reinforcing the daily stand-up's objective of quick updates and impediment identification, while ensuring everyone has an opportunity to speak. This intervention helps maintain respect among team members and keeps the meeting efficient. Remember, the Scrum Master protects the team from internal and external distractions. Question 6. A project manager discovers that a newly implemented quality control process is causing significant delays in the project schedule. The process was approved during planning. What should the project manager do next? I. Immediately revert to the old quality control process. B. Conduct a root cause analysis to understand why the new process is causing delays. C. Inform the sponsor that the project will be delayed due to quality. D. Deprioritize quality control to meet the schedule. Answer: B. Conduct a root cause analysis to understand why the new process is causing delays. Before making any changes or escalating the issue, the project manager should first thoroughly investigate the problem. A root cause analysis will help determine why the approved quality control process is causing delays, identifying underlying issues rather than just treating symptoms. This systematic approach ensures that any subsequent adjustments are informed and effective, preventing recurrence of the problem. Always investigate the why before deciding on the what to do. Question 7. Which document formally authorizes the existence of a project and gives the project manager the authority to apply organizational resources to project activities? I. Project Management Plan. B. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS. C. Project Charter. D. Scope Statement. Answer: C. Project Charter. The Project Charter is the foundational document that officially initiates a project. It grants the project manager the necessary authority to allocate and utilize organizational resources for project activities, making it a critical step in the project's inception. Without a formal charter, a project lacks official endorsement and the project manager lacks clear authority. Consider the project charter as the project's birth certificate and the project manager's letter of appointment rolled into one. Question 8. A project team member approaches the project manager with a concern about a colleague who consistently misses deadlines, impacting the team's ability to meet its commitments. What is the most effective initial approach for the project manager to address this team conflict? I. Immediately remove the underperforming team member from the project. B. Schedule a private meeting with both team members to mediate a solution. C. Speak privately with the underperforming team member to understand the situation. D. Ask other team members for their opinions on the underperforming colleague. Answer, C. Speak privately with the underperforming team member to understand the situation. The most effective initial approach to addressing a performance-related conflict is to speak directly and privately with the individual involved. This allows the project manager to gather information, understand potential underlying issues, e.g., lack of skills, workload, personal problems, and offer support without immediately escalating or involving others unnecessarily. A private conversation demonstrates respect and provides an opportunity for a constructive dialogue. Always seek to understand the individual's perspective before involving others or making decisions. Question 9. In an Agile project, the team has just completed an iteration and is now demonstrating the increment to stakeholders. What is the primary purpose of this demonstration? I. To prove that all planned work for the iteration was completed on time. B. To receive feedback and validate that the developed increment meets stakeholder expectations. C. To celebrate the team's achievements and boost morale. D. To formally approve the budget for the next iteration. Answer, B. To receive feedback and validate that the developed increment meets stakeholder expectations. The primary purpose of demonstrating the completed increment to stakeholders at the end of an iteration, often during a sprint review in Scrum, is to gather valuable feedback. This direct interaction allows stakeholders to see the working software or product, provide input, and ensure that the project is still aligned with their evolving needs and expectations, enabling early course correction. This feedback loop is essential for adapting and delivering true value in an Agile environment. Always remember, in Agile, continuous feedback is the cornerstone of value delivery. Question 10. A project manager is reviewing the current cost performance of a project and notes that the project has a cost performance index, CPI, of 0.85 and a schedule performance index, SPI, of 0.90. What do these values indicate? I. The project is under budget and ahead of schedule. B. The project is over budget and behind schedule. C. The project is under budget and behind schedule. D. The project is over budget and ahead of schedule. Answer, B. The project is over budget and behind schedule. A cost performance index, CPI, of less than 1.0, in this case, 0.85, indicates that the project is performing over budget, meaning it is costing more than planned for the work completed. Similarly, a schedule performance index, SPI, of less than 1.0, in this case, 0.90, indicates that the project is behind schedule, meaning less work has been completed than planned by this point. Both indices below 1.0 signal performance issues that require the project manager's attention. Remember, CPI and SPI values below 1.0 are generally bad news for project performance. Question 11. To improve the quality of deliverables, a project manager decides to implement a series of inspections at various stages of the development process. This approach is an example of what type of quality management activity? I. Quality planning. B. Quality assurance. C. Quality control. D. Quality improvement. Answer, C. Quality control. Quality control involves monitoring specific project results to determine if they comply with relevant quality standards and identifying ways to eliminate causes of unsatisfactory performance. Inspections are a classic example of quality control activities, as they directly measure and verify the output against predefined criteria. This activity focuses on detecting defects and ensuring deliverables meet specified quality requirements. Think of quality control as the checking phase, ensuring things are built correctly. Question 12. A project has just completed all its planned work, and the final product has been delivered to the customer. What is the most critical next step for the project manager? I. Start planning the next project immediately. B. Release the project team members to their next assignments. C. Obtain formal acceptance of the final product and close the project. D. Begin collecting lessons learned without formal closure. Answer: C. Obtain formal acceptance of the final product and close the project. Even after deliverables are handed over, the project is not truly finished until formal acceptance from the customer or sponsor is secured and the project is formally closed. Project closure involves administrative closure activities, such as archiving project documents, releasing resources, and documenting lessons learned, but it fundamentally hinges on receiving formal acceptance of the final product or service. Formal closure ensures all contractual obligations are met and the project is properly concluded. Don't forget the vital step of formal closure after delivery, it's key for administrative finality. Question 13. A project manager is working on a project aimed at implementing a new customer relationship management (CRM) system. The primary goal of this project is to improve customer satisfaction and increase sales revenue by 15% within 2 years post-implementation. This anticipated increase in sales revenue represents what? I. Project scope. B. Project objective. C. Project deliverable. D. Project benefit. Answer: D. Project benefit. The anticipated increase in sales revenue and improved customer satisfaction are the positive outcomes and improvements that the project is expected to deliver to the organization. These measurable improvements are known as project benefits, representing the value realized by achieving the project's objectives. Benefits realization is a crucial aspect of project management, ensuring that projects align with strategic goals and provide tangible value beyond just delivering an output. Always connect your project's outputs to the ultimate benefits they are designed to achieve. Question 14. A project team is continuously refining requirements and delivering working software in short cycles. The project manager focuses on facilitating collaboration and ensuring the team has the necessary resources. This approach is most characteristic of which project management performance domain? I. Planning performance domain. B. Project work performance domain. C. Development approach and life cycle performance domain. D. Delivery performance domain. Answer: C. Development approach and life cycle performance domain. The development approach and life cycle performance domain focuses on selecting and tailoring the appropriate project delivery approach, e.g., predictive, agile, hybrid, and defining the project life cycle phases. In this scenario, continuously refining requirements and delivering in short cycles points directly to an adaptive or agile development approach. The project manager's role in facilitating and resourcing supports the chosen life cycle. Understanding and selecting the right life cycle is fundamental to how the project will be executed. Question 15. A project manager is selecting a contract type for a highly complex project where the scope is not well defined, and there is significant uncertainty regarding the exact work required. The customer wants to share some of the risk with the seller. Which contract type would be most appropriate? I. Fixed price, FP, contract. B. Cost plus fixed fee, CPFF, contract. C. Time and material, T&M, contract. D. Firm fixed price, FFP, contract. Answer: B. Cost plus fixed fee, CPFF, contract. A cost plus fixed fee, CPFF, contract is suitable when the scope is not fully defined, as it reimburses the seller for all allowable costs incurred, plus a fixed fee as profit. This contract type places more risk on the buyer regarding cost but allows for flexibility in scope and design, while the fixed fee offers some incentive for the seller to control costs. Fixed-price contracts are less suitable due to high uncertainty, and T&M might not offer the risk-sharing desired. CPFF allows flexibility and some risk sharing in uncertain environments. Question 16. During project execution, a newly introduced regulatory requirement emerges that could significantly impact the project's scope and schedule. What is the project manager's immediate responsibility regarding this new requirement? I. Ignore it, as it was not part of the initial project plan. B. Incorporate it into the project plan without formal change control. C. Assess its impact and initiate the formal change control process. D. Inform the team to find a workaround to avoid schedule delays. Answer: C. Assess its impact and initiate the formal change control process. Any new requirement, especially one with a significant potential impact on scope, schedule, or cost, must be formally evaluated and managed through the change control process. The project manager's responsibility is to assess the implications of the regulatory requirement and then submit a change request for review and approval by the Change Control Board, (CCB), or relevant stakeholders. Bypassing formal change control can lead to scope creep and unmanaged project deviations. Always follow the defined change control process for any significant deviation or new requirement. Question 17. The project team is experiencing friction, and members are struggling to collaborate effectively, often disagreeing on task assignments and responsibilities. According to Tuckman's stages of team development, which stage is the team most likely in? I. Forming. B. Storming. C. Norming. D. Performing. Answer: B. Storming. The storming stage is characterized by conflict, resistance to the project leader, and disagreements among team members as they try to establish their positions and how they will work together. The friction and struggles over collaboration and task assignments are classic indicators of a team in the storming phase. The project manager's role here is often to facilitate communication and help resolve conflicts to move the team forward. Recognize that conflict in the storming phase is a natural part of team development, not necessarily a sign of failure. Question 18. A project manager is conducting risk identification workshops with the project team. A team member raises a potential issue about a dependency on an external vendor, stating, "What if the vendor fails to deliver the critical component on time?" This statement describes what? I. A project issue. B. A project assumption. C. A project risk. D. A project constraint. Answer: C. A project risk. A project risk is an uncertain event or condition that, if it occurs, has a positive or negative effect on one or more project objectives. The phrase, "what if," clearly indicates uncertainty about a future event, making the vendor's potential failure a classic example of a project risk that needs to be assessed and planned for. An issue is something that has already occurred, while an assumption is something believed to be true. Remember, risks are always about future uncertainty, and identifying them proactively is key. Question 19. A project manager is leading a team that is geographically dispersed across different time zones. The team needs to have frequent and effective communication. Which communication method would be most appropriate for daily coordination? I. Formal weekly status reports. B. Monthly face-to-face meetings. C. Asynchronous communication tools like project management software and shared documents. D. Daily synchronous video conferencing for all team members. Answer: C. Asynchronous communication tools like project management software and shared documents. For geographically dispersed teams across different time zones, asynchronous communication tools are often the most effective for daily coordination. These tools, such as project management platforms, shared document repositories, and discussion forums, allow team members to contribute and access information at their convenience without requiring everyone to be online at the same time. While synchronous methods like video calls have their place, relying solely on them daily for dispersed teams can be challenging due to time differences. Leverage asynchronous tools to bridge time zone gaps efficiently. Question 20. During a retrospective meeting in an Agile project, the team discusses a recent sprint and identifies that inadequate testing procedures led to several bugs in the delivered increment. What is the primary outcome expected from this discussion? I. To assign blame to the team members responsible for testing. B. To document the bugs in the product backlog for future sprints. C. To identify actionable improvements to the testing process for the next sprint. D. To report the testing failures to the project sponsor. Answer: C. To identify actionable improvements to the testing process for the next sprint. The primary purpose of a retrospective is to inspect how the team worked and identify improvements to processes, tools, and interactions. When issues like inadequate testing are identified, the team collaboratively brainstorms and commits to specific, actionable changes that can be implemented in the very next sprint to prevent recurrence and enhance future performance. Retrospectives are about continuous improvement, not about assigning blame. Always focus on forward-looking, actionable improvements during retrospectives. Question 21. A project sponsor is primarily concerned with ensuring the project's outputs align with the organization's strategic goals and deliver the intended business value. This concern falls under which PMBOK 7th edition performance domain? I. Planning performance domain. B. Project work performance domain. C. Delivery performance domain. D. Measurement performance domain. Answer: C. Delivery performance domain. The delivery performance domain focuses on meeting requirements and scope to produce the desired deliverables that provide value. The sponsor's concern about strategic alignment and business value directly relates to ensuring the project delivers what it set out to achieve in terms of actual outcomes and benefits. This domain emphasizes producing the results the project was undertaken to create, whether product, service, or outcome, and ensuring they provide value. Remember, delivery isn't just about handing over outputs, but ensuring they generate real value. Question 22. A project manager has just been assigned to a new project within an organization that has a strong functional structure. Project resources are largely shared among different departments, and the project manager has limited authority over team members. This organizational structure represents an example of what? I. Enterprise environmental factors, EFs. B. Organizational process assets, OPAs. C. Project management information system, PMIS. D. Organizational breakdown structure, OBS. Answer: I. Enterprise environmental factors, EFs. Enterprise environmental factors, EFs, are conditions, not under the control of the project team, that influence, constrain, or direct the project. The organizational structure, like a strong functional structure with shared resources and limited PM authority, is a classic example of an EEF because it impacts how the project manager can operate and manage the project. EEFs are external to the project itself but must be considered in project planning and execution. Think of EEFs as the external forces or existing conditions that shape your project's environment. Question 23. A project team is developing a new mobile application. Before initiating the development phase, the project manager provides the team with templates for requirements documentation, design specifications, and testing plans, which were used successfully on previous similar projects. These templates are examples of what? I. Enterprise environmental factors, EFs. B. Organizational process assets, OPAs. C. Project Management Information System, PMIS. D. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS. Answer, B. Organizational Process Assets, OPAs. Organizational Process Assets, OPAs, are plans, processes, policies, procedures, and knowledge bases specific to and used by the performing organization. Reusable templates from previous projects fall directly into this category, as they represent existing organizational knowledge and standardized processes that can be leveraged to streamline current project activities. These assets are internal to the organization and often improve efficiency and consistency. OPAs are your organization's valuable toolkit, full of reusable knowledge and standardized procedures. Question 24. A project manager discovers that stakeholders are informally requesting additional features for the product that were not part of the approved scope baseline. These requests are gradually being implemented by some team members. This situation is best described as what? I. Value engineering. B. Scope validation. C. Gold plating. D. Scope creep. Answer, D. Scope creep. Scope creep refers to the uncontrolled expansion of a project's product or project scope without adjustments to time, cost, and resources. When unapproved additional features are informally requested and implemented, it directly leads to scope creep, which can negatively impact the project's budget, schedule, and quality. It's crucial for the project manager to identify and manage such expansions through a formal change control process. Always guard against informal additions to prevent scope creep from derailing your project. Question 25. The project sponsor demands that a critical project be completed 2 months earlier than originally planned due to market pressures. The project manager identifies an opportunity to overlap certain project activities that were originally planned to run sequentially, even though it introduces some risk. This technique is known as what? I. Crashing. B. Fast tracking. C. Resource leveling. D. Schedule baseline adjustment. Answer, B. Fast tracking. Fast tracking is a schedule compression technique where activities that would normally be performed sequentially are performed in parallel or overlapped. This can shorten the project duration but often introduces risks, such as rework if decisions made early in overlapping activities need to be revised. Crashing, on the other hand, involves adding resources to critical path activities to shorten their duration, usually at an increased cost. When you overlap tasks to shorten the schedule, you are fast tracking. Question 26. In a predictive project, the project manager needs to identify the longest path through the project network diagram, which determines the shortest possible time to complete the project. What is this path called? I. Shortest path. B. Critical path. C. Fast track. D. Resource path. Answer, B. Critical path. The critical path is the sequence of activities that represents the longest path through a project, determining the shortest possible duration for the project. Any delay on a critical path activity will directly delay the entire project, making it crucial for project managers to monitor these activities closely. Understanding the critical path allows for focused attention on the most time-sensitive tasks. Always prioritize activities on the critical path to keep your project on schedule. Question 27. A project manager is about to start a new project. The organization has established project management processes, but the project has unique characteristics, including a highly innovative technology and a short deadline. The project manager decides to adapt some of the standard processes to better suit these specific project needs. This process is known as what? I. Process re-engineering. B. Tailoring. C. Process auditing. D. Standardization. Answer, B. Tailoring. Tailoring is the process of consciously adapting an approach, governance, or process to suit the unique and specific needs of a project. Given the innovative technology and short deadline, the project manager is making deliberate adjustments to existing processes rather than blindly following them. This ensures the project management approach is optimized for effectiveness and efficiency for that particular project. Remember, project management isn't a one-size-fits-all. Tailoring ensures the right fit for each project. Question 28. A team is working on developing a user interface for a new application. To gather effective requirements and get early feedback, they build a basic working model of the interface for users to interact with. This technique is known as what? I. Brainstorming. B. Interviewing. C. Prototyping. D. Focus groups. Answer, C. Prototyping. Prototyping involves creating a working model or mock-up of a product or a feature to obtain early feedback from users and stakeholders. This hands-on approach allows users to interact with a tangible representation, helping to clarify requirements, uncover hidden needs, and identify potential usability issues before significant development efforts are invested. Prototyping is particularly effective for user interface design in complex systems. When in doubt about requirements, build a small version and get feedback. Question 29. A project manager notices that several highly skilled technical resources are consistently overallocated, leading to burnout and potential delays. The project has some flexibility in its end date. What resource management technique would be most appropriate in this situation? I. Resource crashing. B. Resource leveling. C. Resource smoothing. D. Fast tracking. Answer, B. Resource leveling. Resource leveling is a technique used to adjust the project schedule by delaying tasks to resolve resource overallocations or underallocations, especially when resources are limited or overcommitted. Since the project has some flexibility in its end date, the project manager can strategically shift activities to balance the workload of the overallocated resources, preventing burnout and improving overall efficiency. When resources are strained and the deadline is flexible, consider resource leveling to balance the load. Question 30. A project manager leads a team where members are highly experienced and self-motivated, requiring minimal direct supervision. The project manager primarily focuses on providing support, removing obstacles, and empowering the team to make decisions. Which leadership style is the project manager exhibiting? I. Authoritarian. B. Laissez-faire. C. Servant leadership. D. Transactional. Answer, C. Servant leadership. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy where the leader's primary goal is to serve their team members and stakeholders. This style is characterized by empowering individuals, fostering self-organization, removing impediments, and supporting the team's growth, rather than dictating tasks. It's particularly effective with experienced, self-motivated teams and is a cornerstone of Agile methodologies. A servant leader focuses on the growth and well-being of people and the communities to which they belong. Question 31. A large, complex project requires the involvement of multiple departments and external vendors. Clear lines of authority, decision-making processes, and escalation paths are crucial for its success. This overarching structure that guides the project's management is known as what? I. Organizational Breakdown Structure, OBS. B. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS. C. Project Governance. D. Project Management Plan. Answer, C. Project Governance. Project governance refers to the framework, functions, and processes that guide project management activities to create a unique product, service, or result. It provides a structured approach for decision-making, accountability, control, and oversight throughout the project lifecycle, ensuring alignment with organizational objectives. For complex projects, robust project governance is essential for maintaining control and ensuring effective execution. Think of project governance as the overall operating manual for how your project is run and controlled within the organization. Question 32. A project manager discovers that a key stakeholder has offered a personal gift to a team member in an attempt to influence a design decision in their favor. According to the PMI Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct, what should the project manager do? I. Allow the team member to accept the gift, as long as it doesn't affect the project. B. Ignore the situation, as it's a personal matter between the stakeholder and team member. C. Investigate the situation, inform the appropriate management, and ensure the team adheres to ethical standards. D. Immediately reassign the team member to a different task. Answer, C. Investigate the situation, inform the appropriate management, and ensure the team adheres to ethical standards. The PMI Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct requires project managers to act with integrity and uphold ethical standards. Accepting gifts that could create a conflict of interest or influence project decisions is unethical. The project manager must investigate, report the issue to appropriate management, and take steps to prevent such influences, ensuring fair and objective decision-making. Always remember that maintaining ethical conduct and transparency is paramount in project management. Question 33. In an Agile project, the team has a clear understanding of what "done" means for their deliverables. This definition of "done" is an agreed-upon checklist that all completed work must satisfy. What is the primary benefit of having a clear definition of "done"? I. It ensures that the product owner does not add new features mid-sprint. B. It helps the team estimate story points more accurately for future sprints. C. It ensures transparency, quality, and a shared understanding of what it means to complete work. D. It dictates the specific tools and technologies the development team must use. Answer, C. It ensures transparency, quality, and a shared understanding of what it means to complete work. The definition of "done" (DOTI) is a crucial agreement within Agile teams that defines the state of a product increment when it meets all the quality standards and criteria necessary to be considered complete. A clear DoD ensures everyone understands the quality expectations, promotes transparency regarding the state of work, and helps the team deliver a consistently high-quality, potentially shippable increment. It is a commitment to quality and completeness that fosters team accountability. Question 34. Before a new sprint begins in a Scrum project, the Scrum team, primarily the product owner, ensures the product backlog items anticipated for the upcoming sprints are detailed, estimated, and ordered. This ongoing activity is known as what? I. Sprint planning. B. Sprint review. C. Product backlog refinement. D. Daily Scrum. Answer, C. Product backlog refinement. Product backlog refinement, previously called backlog grooming, is an ongoing process where the product owner and the development team add details, estimates, and order to items in the product backlog. This ensures that the backlog is continuously evolving, is well understood, and is ready for future sprint planning meetings. It's not a formal Scrum event but a continuous activity to keep the backlog clear and actionable. Remember, a well-refined product backlog is key to smooth sprint planning. Question 35. A project manager needs to identify potential risks for a new project. The team decides to brainstorm a list of all possible risks, categorize them, and then discuss their potential impact and likelihood. What category of data gathering technique is brainstorming? I. Decision-making technique. B. Interview technique. C. Idea generation technique. D. interpersonal and team skill. Answer, C. Idea generation technique. Brainstorming is a widely used idea generation technique where a group uses a spontaneous, free-thinking approach to generate a broad and diverse list of ideas or solutions. In risk identification, it's used to uncover as many potential risks as possible without immediate judgment or evaluation. This method encourages creative thinking and broad participation from team members. When you need many diverse ideas quickly, brainstorming is an excellent idea generation technique.